Today we're going to look at our jab lift. All our key teaching points that we worked on from our row lift yesterday apply to our jab lift today. So we're going to drill those home, and we're going to look at and focus on an adaptation and progression sequence that will make parts of the skill easier to perform. We can take parts of this out and use them to coach our row lift, and we can take parts of our row lift out and use them to coach our jab lift. Our key teaching points remain the same. The foot that's underneath the boss steps out beside the ball, and I point the toe of my hurley away from my body. My thumbs lock into position pointing down the centre line of the hurley, and I bring my hurley to the side of my hurley hand. Bending my knees and hips, I get my head over the ball and keep my hurley nice and flat. The jab lift, it's most important that my hurley hand pushes the butt of the hurley to the floor, as if it lifts it up, it will be turning into a chase of the ball at all times for my players. We drill this scooping action by placing a cone in my player's hurley hand and keeping their catching hand free. The foot that's underneath the catching hand steps out beside the ball, and I'm using the cone to drill my hurley hand, performing the scooping action. Getting the cone underneath the ball, not using my catching hand yet, pulling the ball into my body. From here I add in my catching hand, and it's a scoop, turn and flick. Drilling my catching hand, performing its action for the skill later on. From here it's a scoop, flick and catch. A common error we see will be players trying to rise the ball through the centre line of their body because their lower limbs are getting in the way. So, to drill that flossing motion, we take the lower limbs out and we keep our hurley nice and flat as a result of this. Getting my hurley underneath the ball, pulling it back in towards my body. I can also use a wall as a cue, placing my player a yard back from a wall so that if the boss of their hurley clips the wall, they know they have to pull the ball back in towards their body. From 2 knees, we go to 1. The foot that's underneath the boss steps out beside the ball, and we're adding in 1 limb at a time. Going to a full jab lift, both feet planted on the ground, and then into a moving jab lift.